industry. Well, former Prime Minister Tony Blair has called on the UK government to use its G7 presidency to take the lead on the issue, as he thinks it's the best available solution.
One is that everyone just does their own thing, which is much more chaotic and difficult to manage. Or secondly, there's a set of rules in place that you may not be happy with. It's better to have common rules and a common verification system so that people know what your disease status is and know it with some validation.
Well, this comes as a UK tech company plans to globally roll out a digital health passport, which would include vaccination information. The company says the V-Health passport is GDPR compliant, but critics, including the Information Commissioner, say it risks creating a two-tier society.
I think with immunity passports, some of the issues are beyond data protection. They touch on human rights. They touch on whether or not we're going to create a two-tier society based on whether you have a jab in the arm, and the concerns over whether or not this is identity by the back door. So those are some of the concerns I would have. But my approach would be to ask government, where's the necessity? How is the data going to be used? Is it transparent? And is it proportionate to the problem?
And to discuss the implications of a vaccine passport, I'm now joined by data security expert Jamal Ahmed. Jamal, thank you for joining us. I mean, isn't this going to happen anyway? We might as well coordinate the effort globally.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, Kay. The government have tried to introduce national ID cards many times, and the population and the public have outcried it. Tony Blair tried it many years ago, and the Tories recently tried it again. This seems like another way of introducing what could be seen as some kind of a national ID card to monitor the public in the UK and to centralise all of that location, all of that data in one place. Now, the problem here is yesterday we celebrated Data Privacy Day, and what that signifies is Convention 108, which came into place over 18 years ago, which established our right to privacy when it comes to collecting data as a basic human right. As a basic human right of any British or UK or European citizen. What we're seeing here today is the government trying to go against that and use our health data that they're collecting to potentially allow it to be used to be discriminated against half the population. Whether somebody gets the jab or not, that should be an informed choice. They shouldn't be using this kind of a tactic to either scare people into complying or to be able to discriminate against those that have elected not to have the jab. We can't have a two-tier society. We can't be using data, health data, sensitive data that's protected and enshrined, those protections are enshrined in law. This is completely unacceptable.
OK, Jamal, listen, there are plenty of points that you raised there. Let me come to the main one, though, in terms of travel, as this is about the travel industry primarily. Why do we actually need separate passports? Why don't we just have a stamp in our existing ones?
That's exactly the point I'd like to make. At this moment in time, when you want to travel to certain countries, for example, if people want to make pilgrimage to certain parts of the world, they have to get certifications from the pharmacy and they prove their immunity and their immunization jabs. Why can't we just stick to that? Why can't we just follow that and stick to that? Why is it that this government is insisting on collecting the information of the whole population into one centralised place? We already know this government can't be trusted with the data. We've seen what happened in Wales when they leaked the positive test results of thousands of Welsh people onto the public. We've also seen that the NHS England here tried to measure COVID tests on a spreadsheet, and they lost 15,000 results as a result of that. So there is no way this government can be trusted with the data. They couldn't be even trusted with the New Year's honours list. They made a kerfuffle of that. So there is absolutely no way any privacy professional would be in favour of the government centrally collecting the data, especially sensitive health records of the population of the UK in one place.
Let's flip on the other side, though, in terms of data privacy. So much of our data is out there anyway. So many people update their status on Facebook every 20 seconds about what they're doing. So therefore, by extension, how harmful can it actually be when so much information is readily available anyway?
Well, here's the thing. Data privacy is a choice. If I want to share something with my friends on Facebook, I can restrict those settings just to who can see it. I don't necessarily want it on a database. When I'm going to the shop, do I want the shopkeeper and the person at the door allowing me entry, knowing if I've had a jab or not, knowing other stuff about my health information? That's not something that I want to stand on Oxford Street and shout out to everyone. So why should anyone be able to access it based on my digital passport about my jabs?
Indeed. Jamal Ahmed, thank you very much indeed.